So I'm at Tamini Ghat right now and I'm here to do waterfall rappelling at Devkund. I have booked this with an organizer called Travel Gadi and it cost me about 1800 rupees. I'm here with my friend Neeraj, by the way. We started from Mumbai in an overnight bus at around 10:30, 11 p.m. So we've got absolutely no sleep and we had our poha breakfast at 4:30 a.m. We are starting our trek from Plus Valley starting point towards Devkund Waterfall. That's where we're going to be doing the rappelling. It's about 1.5 to 2 hours from here. Usually all treks start with climbing up, but this trek started with a continuous descent into the valley and that was something different for me. Throughout this entire trek, the path was extremely rocky and we just kept hopping from one rock to another. And since this was towards the end of monsoon, it was also a little slippery. We were walking along a stream of water flowing beside us all throughout the trail, and there were so many ponds of crystal clear water. As we walked further, I was amazed by how beautiful and grand Plus Valley is. Once we reached the rappelling point, we had a short briefing and they gave us all the important instructions. There were about 60 people in the group and only 2 people could go at a time. So we had to wait for a very long time for our turn to come. कितनी देर से वेट कर रहा है तू तेरे टर्न का?
काफी घंटे हो गए, मैंने गिनना बंद कर दिया है।
3 आवर्स से भी ज्यादा।
4 घंटे। आई एम हंग्री एज फक। मैं सुबह 4 बजे नाश्ता किया है, शाम को दोपहर का लंच करने वाले हैं हम। शायद डिनर में मिले लंच। This is Pune lingo you.
Okay, on a serious note, is anyone scared at all?
I don't know if I'm tired or scared.
जैसे जैसे घड़ी नजदीक आ रही है उधर जाने की सच में हो रहा है। मतलब ऐसे नीचे देखते ही ऐसे कुछ तो हो रहा है।
My turn finally came and I definitely had butterflies in my stomach. It is this mixed feeling of excitement and fear that I'm constantly chasing. Our rappelling activity was divided into 2 patches. This was the first patch. It was the shorter one. It was about 130 feet. If you are thinking of doing this but you have never tried rappelling before, then don't worry, it is completely open to beginners and there is no past experience required. And if you're a little scared, then I totally understand, but you are completely secured by all of this safety equipment and you are basically tied to the rope. And all of these equipments have a weight carrying capacity of more than 1000 kgs. So let me assure you, you're pretty safe. So don't let that worry hold you back from having this totally amazing experience. Because of the water, it was a little slippery and we were all struggling at some parts, but it was all a part of the fun.
मतलब मेरे को पता चला कि मैं बहुत बुरा रैपिंग मतलब सही है, मजा तो आ रहा है मेरे को।
सुबह से कर करके थके नहीं हो?
थके तो है हम। आगे को बोल लेफ्ट में आगे।
लेफ्ट टाइट करो।
टाइट मत कर, दूर ही रहना।
The second patch is the one I was most excited about. They said that it was 250 feet high, but while I was preparing for it, I didn't really look down to check, so I had no idea what I'm getting into. But after going down 1 or 2 steps is when I finally turned back to look, and holy shit, that is when I realized how high 250 feet actually is. By the way, that is like rappelling down a 15-floor building. People were looking like little ants from up here. A lot of people said that if you don't look down, then you won't feel scared. But if you don't feel at least a little scared, then what's the point of doing this, am I right? After all, we're here for the kicks. This patch had an overhang, which means you can't really rappel down the wall anymore and you're kind of just hanging in midair. There was a point where I was right under the waterfall getting completely drenched while hanging by a rope in the middle of nowhere. After completing the activity, we were free to enjoy the waterfall and swim around in the natural pool. I just want to take a minute to explain how this whole experience is designed because I found it pretty unique. It's kind of planned like a one-way trip. You basically start at a high point, you trek down into the valley, and then you rappel down the waterfall with all your belongings while wearing your bag on your back. So you should definitely carry a waterproof cover for your bag so that it doesn't get wet under the waterfall. And once you reach the base of the waterfall, you trek further down to the Bhira village. Essentially, there's no trekking back up involved and there's no going back to the starting point. The bus waits for you at the end point to take you back home. Now, usually most of the waterfall rappelling events in Maharashtra happen during the monsoon season, that is June, July and August. But the Devkund Waterfall is a mighty one and the flow is too much during monsoon. So the best time to do waterfall rappelling in Devkund particularly is right after monsoon when the flow of the waterfall subsides a bit, which is usually from September to November.
राइट
कोई भी नहीं है उधर और राइट लेफ्ट हाँ देखो यहाँ से ही जाना है नीचे
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy UV. नहीं ऐसा नहीं होता है मेरा vlogging, मेरा ऐसा रहता है जिसने भी लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया उसको भाई 10 साल का बैड लक गुड लक चाहिए 15 साल का जल्दी से लाइक बटन दबाइए